What's going on, gamers? Chongo here, and today I've got a gameplay commentary for you guys. The gameplay is of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag on the PC, and today's commentary topic is going to be about the PlayStation 4 and the hardware problems it has been having, so let's get into it. So if you don't know, the PlayStation 4 launched last Friday in North America, and it sold roughly 1 million units in the first 24 hours, which was amazing, but there has been some hardware problems that have come out of it. There's this new thing called the blue light of death, which is kind of like the red ring of death on the Xbox 360, but for the PlayStation, it just doesn't work. So people have been having heaps of different problems with this. Some of them are easy to fix, some of them just there's no way to fix it all. They're completely faulty. Now, originally Sony said that it's about 0.4% of consoles were having problems, which when you think about that in terms of, 100%, that's not too bad. And I mean, that's manageable, and obviously these people are going to get refunds, they're going to get new consoles. The only problem that's kind of sad for these people is they're going to have to wait for them. I mean, if you've paid good money for something, you kind of want it to work straight away instead of, being disadvantaged and having to wait. However, Sony has now said that it's less than 1% that are having problems, so this, if it was 1%, that's about 10,000 consoles out of a million when you think about it. So it does sound like a lot when you say 10,000, but out of a million, it's not really. I mean, if you're one of those 1% that have a problem, obviously I feel sorry for you, but there's nothing that they could have really done with this. They could have, waited longer and tried to test every single one. That would have just taken forever, obviously. But it's just one of those things where when they do push out hardware like this, there's always going to be problems with something. I mean, I remember back when I had my Xbox 360, and I think I had two different Xboxes get the red ring of death for me, and I just had to send them away and get them replaced. I also had the PlayStation 2 die on me about 3 times, and I had to keep buying new ones of that. So this kind of thing always happens with hardware. It's not really built to last forever, but the only problem with this situation is these haven't been played that much. They're literally out of the box. Some of them aren't working at all. Now, some people are sort of blowing this whole situation out of proportion and saying that, this is the worst console launch ever, blah, blah, all this kind of stuff, mainly because we're hearing a lot about the PlayStation 4 hardware problems. I mean, the main reason for that is this is the first console launch where social media has played a very big part in it, because, I mean, back in the day when the Xbox 360 launched and the PlayStation 3, we weren't really as, using this technology as much as we are now. I mean, if there was a problem with the Xbox 360, yeah, there were YouTube videos of it, yeah, some people might have mentioned it, but it wasn't, something you went to rant about on Facebook or tweet about, whereas now, if you have a problem with something, you're going to go to Twitter, Facebook, make a video about it, do whatever you can to basically tell people that there's a problem. So since you're hearing about it more, you think that the problem is worse than it actually is, so that's why people are thinking that this is going to be some massive problem when it's more likely just going to be something Sony's going to eventually fix up, and the failure rate will probably still always be there, but you'll just get a new console. So obviously those people with bricked consoles will be getting a replacement. It just kind of sucks that straight out of the box they don't work. It's not like something that happens months down the line like the red ring of death on the Xbox 360. So maybe Sony might choose to offer a free game or something to those people that have been affected by hardware problems or have had to send their PlayStation away and basically get a new one later on down the track. Because I mean, I remember when you had to send off your Xbox 360 when it had red ring of death, they'd take weeks for you to send out, for them to send you out a replacement, and then they'd give you some certain amount of free gold. I think it was like 3 months free Xbox Live gold or something like that. But obviously that's a bit different because the red ring of death, it was a pretty big problem, but it took months for it to show. Like, I think mine showed in about 9 months, 10 months, whereas this, like I said before, it's literally the day you get it, you open it up and it doesn't work. So I'm thinking Sony might do something along those lines, mainly because these people never actually got the chance to play the PlayStation 4. Some people just, turned it on and it didn't work for them, which I can see would be a very, disheartening thing to happen to you, especially if, you've been waiting for this console forever, you pre-ordered it, you go to take it home, and it doesn't turn on. I suppose these people would be very mad with the situation. So if you do have a PlayStation 4, can you leave a comment down below and tell me if you've had any problems with it? Anyway, this brings me to the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and if you've got any comments, like I said, leave them down below. And if you want to join the Gamerhood, just subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.